Merab Dvalishvili has just come off a win against Umar Nurmagomedov, but is he the CEO of EPO? We're going to find out by looking at context between the athletes and the pros and what they had to say about the fight and Merab Dvalishvili. We're going to have a look at some stats and some slip-ups. I made a video before about it. We're going to go back and recover and rehash some of that, what came out before. We're going to look over it again, and let's check this out. First off, Brendan Schaub talking about Merab's win. Very interesting what he has to say.
Umar's hand was broke. Shut up. You know what Merab was dealing with? He was also compromised too. It took away his best tool, and it still didn't matter. He had a staph infection where most people would, ready for this, cut their leg off. He taped it up and trained and still shot nonstop. He had a horrible staph infection on his shin. Horrible. Oh, and you know what you take for that? Antibiotics. You know what that does? Drains your cardio.
Oh, is Schaub admitting? Is he giving feelers out there? Look, he covers his face, he's laughing because he knows, as a fighter, as an athlete, he would know what that would do to your body. And how is Merab spamming 30 plus takedowns a fight? How's he got better in the third, fourth, and fifth round of a fight? How the fuck does that happen? Schaub knows. Schaub fucking knows. Anyway, we're going to go over the slip up.
Morning training session I have to organize, which is I'm very busy. I'm going, you know, if I need I need special coach for this, you know.
The little ancestral fucking goat fucker. EPO. He's on EPO. He's admitted to EPO. He's got his special coach injecting the EPO. Right, we're going to go over some stats. If you still don't believe, you're going to believe. But we're going to check out what Tom Aspinall has to say about it. So what do you say, Tom?
But what Merab does is just insane. Like, Merab, if you're watching this and you've got any cardio tips for me, please send them over. That conditioning is unbelievable. The third round, it started to look a little bit...
Unbelievable. A world champion, the heavyweight world champion, is saying, show me what you're doing. Show me what you do. These athletes, these professionals, they point it out there. If a world champion, an heavyweight world champion in the UFC is clueless to how another fighter is having cardio like that and getting better round by round, then you've got to question that. You've got to fucking question it, because we know what happened with Lance Armstrong. When we've got these athletes that are so fucking good, they pop in. Tiger Woods, Lance Armstrong, LeBron. They're all fucking on it. Anyway, we're going to look at the stats. We've got the stats here. Merab, takedowns landed in his UFC career, 92. The second is George St. Pierre, 90. And then we've got Gleison, 84. Right, this is going to show some context here, because takedown accuracy. So the accuracy, George St. Pierre, we can assume that there's some skill level between having an high amount of takedowns landed to the accuracy. So GSP, we can assume there's a skill level. Oh, hang on. Where's Merab? Where the fuck is Merab here? Merab's not in the top 10. Oh, that's a bit suspicious. What about Gleison? Is Gleison in the top 10? No, Gleison's not. Why is Gleison not in the top? Well, let's have a look. Gleison, surprised by steroid allegations, takes odd line stance against Peds in the UFC. What did he have to say? So this Wednesday afternoon, February the 11th, when I was going out to practice at American Top Team, I was surprised by the information that the fighter, Andrew McKins, was interviewed and pointed me out when talking about doping, called me pumped and given me guarantees that I used banned substances to improve my performance in the UFC octagon. He starts blabbering on about this odd line stance against being against PEDs and performing enhancers. Oh shit. What's this? What is this? UFC athlete Gleason accepts sanction for anti-doping policy violation. Oh, what was the drug of choice? Tested positive for EPO. Both out of competition and in competition tests conducted on the 23rd of October 2013. Can you see that? We might not be able to see it. Let's move the camera over there. There we go. We're over here. That's there. You can see that. This is on the USADA site, so go check it out if you need to. If you don't believe me, you might not believe me. You might. Who the fuck cares? Anyway, we're going to move on to Chael Sonnen. He talks about he's got a long history of knowing about EPO and all the performance enhancers. In the last video that I made, I showed clips of Chael talking about EPO being the best drug performance enhancer that an athlete can use bar any other. That is the one to use. It just improves cardio that much and stamina that much that it just makes all the other ones stupid and worthless. So
never actually failed a test, but the way Lance would beat those tests is he would IV. So you would,
you IV it out of your system.
Yes, you'd IV it right out of the system, and it'll flush it fast. I'm talking about a few hours. It will be flushed, and you will pass any test.
So you can get a call that day and be like, no problem.
Oh, so they caught him for the IV, not the test?
They never caught Lance for he outed that he did EPO, that he did growth, that he did testosterone, but he still hasn't told the world how he did it. I can tell you how he did, but he hasn't told the world. But he told the world how he didn't get caught, and he didn't get caught because he would flush it with an IV. So USADA comes out. They're worried that people know this. People didn't know it. That's the mistake. We actually didn't know. USADA smartened us of how to beat them. But then they tried to claim that they could test plastic particles and we'll know if you IV'd over this and that part. They're bluffing.
They
so
can't.
when you get people, no, they can't. No, if you say yes, I used an IV. Well, you can only use up to 30 milligrams. Great, then I use 29. No, they don't know if you put in 60. They don't know if you put in 200. They don't know what you put. They claim that they know, but they don't. Never actually.
there you go. There you have it. So when you use EPO and you're using it, you can flush it out of your system, and you can flush it out really quickly. I think within 48 hours, 72 hours of the window. And you can do that by using an IV. Now, as Chael says, there's a limit. You can use up to 30 mils. Now, what proof is there to say how much you fucking used? Exactly what Chael's saying. And the EPO is one of the hardest performance enhancers to catch. And you sort of, like he says, are bluffing. They're trying to, unless you're an absolute idiot like TJ Dillashaw, who got caught. He got caught using EPO in the Henry Cejudo fight. Then he's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. And if you think that there's not a single athlete in the UFC right now using EPO, you're full of shit. And Merab Dvalishvili is one of them. And we're going to look at what Din Thomas had to say. Fucking, I hate him. He's a UFC spinner. He's out there spinning headlines. And there's some context here, but we're going to watch the original video. Good old Dean. Let's go into this.
I attribute a lot of Merab's success to his, which is a skill in itself. It's an underappreciated skill in itself, and that is his ability to stay comfortable.
So Din Thomas is going down a very different route to this. He's not talking about his cardio. The headline is it's not his cardio that is his biggest strength. It's his ability to stay comfortable in fights. Now, every fighter, most fighters, professional fighters, can stay comfortable. It's just the fact that when you're tired, you can't feel fucking comfortable. When you're fucking gassed in the 4th and 5th rounds of a fight and you're getting your head caved in and the pace is slowing down and there's another fighter that's going 110%, flying at you, spamming takedowns, like 30 of them in a final round, then you're not going to stay comfortable, are you? How can you be comfortable? It's ridiculous that he's trying to spin it because they're trying to get the headline off the cardio. They're trying to get that all this talk around his cardio and how he's spamming like 200 takedowns a fight and what he did to Piotr Jan. And it's crazy what he's doing to fighters at the highest level. And the fact that in the third, fourth, and fifth round, he starts ramping up his speed. He's not skilled. He's not a skilled fighter. He's shocking. The only thing he's got right now is his stamina and cardio, and the fact that he's tiring other fighters out. The fact that he is so fresh in a final round and he still can't finish a fight. Why isn't he finishing fights? What if you're not breathing heavy? It's because you're shit. You're a shit fighter that can't finish fights. It's madness to me that he isn't finishing these fights. Let's get into what else Din says.
At all times, nothing makes him uncomfortable. Like missing a shot, I don't care.
Yeah, he knows he can afford to miss shots. He can afford to miss takedowns because he knows, oh well, in the third round when Umar starts tiring or Piotr Jan starts tiring or Mali starts tiring, I'm not going to feel it because I've got EPO in my system. I've trained for this. I've been able to train harder, stronger, faster than everyone for the whole camp. I've got EPO in my system, so I push those red blood cells to the limit. So you can feel more comfortable. Of course you can. It's not rocket science.
Losing 2 rounds in the beginning, I don't care. Like nothing makes him panic. Nothing makes him feel like.
Why would it?
And he still
Why
keeps
would
the
it if
same
you've got
pace.
EPO in your
Nothing
system?
breaks him. That is a remarkable skill, and I think that's his biggest strength. It's not his cardio. I think his ability to just stay focused on task and remain comfortable while he's doing it is his greatest asset.
And I think he knows.
The greatest that see how they trying to. He's a UFC fucking shill. He's a fucking charlatan. He's trying to spin headlines. He's a little plant. They're putting him out there on these little media programs to spin headlines, not talk about the cardio. We need Gate away from the cardio because we don't want this pressure to test, to try find out what's wrong with Merab because the UFC fucking know. The UFC know every single fighter that's doping. Are they going to care? No, they fucking not. That's why they leave USADA or whoever the independent contractors that they've got now to sort it out because they don't want to be held responsible. In fact, it works in their favour if they've got fighters doping. And obviously, we've got TJ Dillashaw. He got caught using EPO against Henry Cejudo. It's a joke. The whole thing's a joke. That it's not the fact that he's using EPO, right? It's the fact that he's such a shit fighter, and if he wasn't using EPO, he wouldn't be relevant at all. What I wish is if people like O'Malley, if people like Cheeto, fucking Umar, just give them all drugs. Give them all the drugs. Give Tom Aspinall, give Charles Oliveira, give Islam, give fucking Uka, Gaethje, Holloway. Give all them the fucking EPO because imagine how much better the fights would be if you had skilled fighters on PEDs, on EPO, and put it to 8 rounds. We could have put it to 8 rounds. We could have 8-round MMA fights, give them all EPO, give them all the steroids, and we'd have a fairness across the board. Just take the drugs. Here you go. Here's a bag of drugs. Let's go on Fight Island. Go across to Yaz Island. Make it legal. Get a Fight Island. Give them all the drugs. EPO, TRT. Give them everything. Every steroid. Every fucking recovery drug. Every fucking EPO performance enhancer. Give it all. And let them fucking bang. Let them bang for 8 rounds. And let's see what happens. That's what I say. Not letting... What happens is... skilled fighters are far less likely to take drugs because they're up there in the rankings and they're doing well and they're doing it off merit and pride and being that warrior spirit. Whereas people who are shit, like Merab, who live in the fucking Georgian mountains, shagging goats, they need the performance enhancers to be relevant, to enter the rankings. Otherwise, they wouldn't be relevant. They wouldn't even be in the rankings. Far less skilled. He just spams his stamina bar until he wins a fight. Now, that's been me. Like, subscribe, and I don't know. I really don't know. The Merab situation. In fact, we'll end it on this note. Check this out.
Today I'm gonna show you triangle choke. Come here please. So hands down, legs come this way, face down, legs lock, and then now choke is on.
Oh, coach, can you show me that again?